So you guys have been asking me some questions. Some of them are funny, some are random, some are legitimate. Let's just get right into it. I'll try to keep the answers interesting. A quick word of warning though, all my content thus far has been pretty family friendly. Of course, when I make videos for a general audience like tutorials or montages, they'll continue to be that way, but this video is obviously more focused on me as a person, and not gonna lie, I curse a lot, so I might let quite a few conventionally bad words fly during the course of this video. I'm not gonna censor them, so if curse words get your panties in a twist, this is probably not the best video to watch. Also, I'm gonna give joke answers to a lot of questions that don't sound like they expect a serious response, so do not take everything I say in this video seriously, please. I'll try to mix general questions that more might want to know the answer to with the miscellaneous or funny ones. Edge says, Dopameme, are you maining Orb next season? Absolutely fucking not. Personally, I think Orb is by far the most one-dimensional weapon in Brawlhalla, which is pretty funny seeing as though it's a goddamn sphere. It has the least depth of all the weapons. I'd rather main just about anything else. Most of Orb's game plan revolves around hitting sidelight or harassing the opponent with its strong aerial moves. I tried to show this in a semi-satirical way in my Orb ranked video, which consisted of me spamming sidelight all the way to diamond. Guys, I wasn't trolling or anything in that video, I genuinely just don't see how else to play that weapon. Superwolf500 asks, when did you get into editing? How long have you been doing it? I got into editing when I released my first montage in September of 2016. I originally only made that video because I wanted to free up space on my computer, but then a lot of people watched it and I started getting a following, so that's how this started. I've been editing kind of on and off since then. HC Tubbs says, smoke weed every day? Smoke weed yes, every day fuck no. Guys, smoking weed every day is probably not healthy. If you're really blazing up that often, you're gonna suffer for it years down the road. Okay, so here's the real question a lot of people ask me. Juicy Diaper asks, why did you decide to come back to Brawl? I came back to Fortnite because wait, did I just say Fortnite by accident? I'm not even gonna cut that out. Guys, I'm still not over that game. Okay, back to the question at hand. I came back to Brawlhalla because I actually do enjoy playing this game casually. It's just that once I start getting to the higher parts of the ladder, the game starts feeling a lot slower and less enjoyable to me. I also didn't want to stop doing YouTube, but at the same time I didn't want to continue making Fortnite videos because Epic fucked that game into the ground and I don't enjoy it anymore. Princess KB's got a couple questions for me. First question, do you have a gay friend / girlfriend? Well, I'm not gay, and I don't have a girlfriend. That position is currently open and I am taking applications. Why am I so bad? Probably the drugs, not gonna lie. Is there someone I hope to clip one day? Nah, not really, I don't care about that. What would you say to the president if you ran into him randomly? I don't think I'd say anything. I'd probably just back the car up and run into him again. Seriously though, can I just randomly run into his daughter instead? You know which one. What's a movie title that describes my life? A series of unfortunate events. That or Backdoor Sluts 9. Taki asks, how? Like, how did you actually think about these 0 to death setups? Okay, for anyone that does not know, you're not a real fan, but what he's talking about here is those ridiculous training room combos I do for no good reason at all. How do I think of them? I don't know, man, it just works out in my head and then I just do it. Aren't you guys smoking weed every day? I thought that shit was supposed to make you more creative. I mean, if you really want to do them yourself, ask me and I might help you out, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's time consuming, frustrating, basically you need to be fucking crazy to even want to attempt making this. Rude asks, what makes you choose the songs you choose for your montages? I don't really put that much thought into which songs to pick for montages. I listen to a lot of electronic music just naturally. I love it and I have playlists with thousands of songs that I listen to regularly. So I just save songs that I think could work well in a montage and then I experiment with clips until one fits. Now Taki's asking the real questions here. He writes, porn or hentai? Answer is that I prefer real women, there really is no substitute. Also, browsing hentai is like walking a fucking minefield with all the weird degenerate shit you have to constantly maneuver around. Rude writes, Dopameme, how did you get that good at piano? Okay, so this question is because one of my friends leaked a Snapchat of me playing piano. And the general answer is to get a good teacher and practice. But the reason I mesh somewhat well with learning instruments is because I'm rather obsessive. I can literally sit in one spot all day practicing the same technique. It helps a lot for fighting games too because I can spend entire days doing combos over and over again. This plays into why I've made so many dumb, worthless training room combos in Brawlhalla and other games. HC Tubbs, dude, do you just want to conduct a fucking interview instead? First question, when are we making pot brownies? I mean, you're free to send me some, but I'm too lazy to actually make any. When are you leaving your bedroom? Oh, I never leave, I just shit myself. When did you successfully convince a member of the opposite sex to find you as a suitable candidate for the mating process? Now, I love this question because I know this guy online, and that means that he assumes that someone who has 1,000 hours in Skyrim, 2,000 hours in Brawlhalla, and 567 wins in Fortnite has lost his virginity. I'm curious why your first assumption was that I had lost it rather than assuming that I'm a total loser. Regardless, I'd rather not tell the story this question is asking of me because it's too personal and I don't want to get into it. When did you decide to dedicate most of your year into a 2D fighting game when there's a whole world of pussy? Well, my friend, allow me to phrase it this way. When I go on Steam and click launch Brawlhalla, it just opens. I don't have to convince it to open, I just make some hand motions and I can have a good time. Women are not exactly that simple. They need a lot more convincing, especially when you look like me. Do you eat your Weetabix? I've never heard of Weetabix before. Have you ever shit yourself? If so, when? Dude, I shit myself every day because I never leave my room. Bolivskshino asks, who is your most hated legend? Probably Vrax, because he has 8 decks and the 2 most annoying weapons in the game. I also hate Koji though because he's just incredibly good in every way, and Mid Diamond is oversaturated with Koji players who all play the exact same fucking way. It's boring. My name's F and F means flip-flop writes, is Lance a good weapon? No. Akavit writes, when's the next gigantic montage? Alright, listen. You may think you've done a funny here, but what you've actually done is caused me great distress by reminding me of Gigantic's tragic death. That game was honestly so much fun. The only reason I didn't play it more was because there was hardly anyone playing it. Once I got into the higher ranks, it would often take me up to 15 minutes to get a match, and that's just sad. Its death was inevitable. Bob Henderson writes, tits or ass or cock, if that's your thing. I'm perhaps being too literal here, but you didn't actually specify what you're asking. What am I picking between tits, ass, and cock for, huh? Is this a careful what you wish for situation where I pick tits because I think the genie's gonna give me a girl with a nice rack, but then I wake up with huge knockers? Not falling for it, buddy. But serious answer, assuming I can't cheat and pick something else I value more, definitely ass, out of the 3. Bati writes, why did you choose to be black? I'll let the response of the next commenter serve as my response to that question because it's actually pretty fucking funny. HC Tub writes, like his playthroughs in most games, he decided to make his life more challenging. Taki writes, are you as hot as your clips are? Oh yeah, absolutely dude, I'm a 10. I honestly don't understand why the ladies aren't just lining up. Insomniac writes, question, when you go out and get clips, do you do it on the cancerous place called ranked 1v1, or take a chill and not lose brain cells in experimental? With the exception of the Orb ranked video, which is entirely ranked, it's a mix of experimental, ranked, and sparring matches. Mostly the last 2 because I don't like to play ranked that much. Midget of Fury writes, why did you decide to come back to Brawlhalla, and what do you like, dislike with the gauntlet changes? Well, the first question I answered previously, but as for how I feel about the gauntlet changes, well, gauntlets pretty much got dumpstered while I was gone, which is fine. I like to be objective about game balance, even if it involves nerfing a weapon I play. The weapon isn't as fun now because so many combos are gone, but some of those combos really did need to go. That recent ground pound nerf was unfucking necessary though. HC Tub writes, headbanger OG kosher kush or strawberry jaffa cake? You have no idea how many times I had to re-record that line, it honestly is a tongue twister. I picked neither, AK-47 is better. Ices asks, will you get good again? Just kidding, why did you choose to main Wu Shang? Okay, but you didn't need to say just kidding to the first question, because it's somewhat fair. I'm obviously a lot worse than I was before, but will I get good again? Probably not if I'm being honest. Right now I could hit top 150, maybe top 100 close to the end of a season, but past that, nah. As for why I chose to main Wu Shang, it's just because he's the most fun Gauntlets character. He has better and more consistently useful SIGs than all the other ones. All his Gauntlet SIGs excel at high force with fast startup and decent or good hitboxes. His Spear D-SIG kinda blows, but the other 2 SIGs are pretty much top tier and they make up for it completely. Now do I think Wu Shang is OP? No, I just think Wu Shang is how strong every character should be, and that some of them should be brought up to the same level of viability. Ices writes, the legend with the best R34, Kappa. Joke question, but here's a serious answer. There's like one very good Brawlhalla 34 picture and it's of Hattori and Nai, I think. I saw it during a Brawlhalla R34 contest that happened a long time ago. No, I'm not going to tell you where to find it, figure it out. DerpyFish007 asks, what's your Wu Shang level? And also, what's your highest elo ever? And what season? My Wu Shang level is 77 and my highest elo ever was 2504 during the 4th season. Jared writes, why your plays make my PP so hard? Frown face. Okay, if playing a video game well is the only thing I do that turns people on, maybe I seriously need to reevaluate my life. Fruce writes, can we get more spicy montage? Also, real question, what are your favorite montagers? More spicy montages? Yeah. My favorite montage makers are Redar and Stefanafro, pretty easily. I don't think we're ever going to see better editing in Brawlhalla than Redar. Honestly, BMG should just hire him already and pay him whatever he wants to make promotional videos for them. Stefanafro has the most fun to watch playstyle out of every Brawlhalla YouTuber I've seen. Okay, this isn't from the Q&A channel where I usually take questions, but a few people have asked me in random YouTube videos if I still play Fortnite. The answer is nah, not really. I know most of you don't play Fortnite, but since I don't like to give answers without a reason why, and because I doubt anyone would mind hearing me shit on Fortnite for a minute, let me quickly explain why. Fortnite was one of my favorite games of all time for the first 4 or so seasons. It was the most skill-based shooter I had ever played, and I would literally spend entire days solo queuing. Afterwards, the devs just kind of fucking ruined it. They started catering to casuals to an extreme degree through building nerfs and the addition of tons of low-skill, high-efficiency items. They've made scary, blatantly terrible decisions in the past that made me lose all faith in the balancing team. Boomboxes and planes are still in the game and they're a fucking nightmare. Even pro players have repeatedly spoken out about how seriously these changes hurt the game, yet Epic refuses to stop with this endless shitstorm of terrible additions. Every patch day feels like playing Fortnite's fucked up version of Russian roulette where you hope they don't add some new game-breaking shit that fucks the game up for weeks. Okay, ran over, I'm already exhausted. Taki writes, if you're forced to marry one of the Brawlhalla legends, who would it be? See, you're really not setting me up for a happy marriage here. No matter who I choose, I'm marrying someone with 4 fingers and calves bigger than their thighs. But I actually went down the line of legends and considered everything about them to see who might be the best choice for me. Let's figure it out through process of elimination. Characters who are a definite no's. I'm only really into girls, so all male legends are an instant no. Ada's probably into chicks. Definitely into chicks, and her face looks weird. Artemis is a huge gamble because she may very well be a trap. Azuri is an instant no because I'm not a furry. Brynn, okay, so Brynn is interesting. She's a Valkyrie, which means that she's pretty much responsible for deciding who gets in this game since Valkyries decide who goes to Valhalla, right? But that means that I'm not gonna marry her because she put fucking Taros in this game. Cassidy, I'd rather not marry someone who's gonna constantly have a bounty on her head. I'm really not thrill-seeking enough for her. Ember's nose is way too pointy. You could probably lose an eye while kissing her. Hattori just looks mad. I don't want to look at that face for the rest of my life. Also, her last husband got killed. Jala's a no. I need someone more modern, not a barbarian who probably sleeps outside. Oh wait, she's black. Can I still say that? Kaya looks underage. Lin Fei looks like a man. Mirage is a no because I don't want sand in my pants. Naya's a fuck no. Imagine waking up next to someone, looking in their eyes and seeing that they have no pupils. You'd shit yourself. Nyx is only worth picking if you want to die as fast as possible. Sidra is a resounding no way in fucking hell because I don't like tentacles and she's ugly. Val is a robot. Just marry Scarlet and ask her to build you one instead. And while Yumiko is the one most likely to actually marry me since she can't see what I look like, she's actually hundreds of years old, which kinda turns me off. Now, Diana doesn't raise any red flags for me, but Scarlet is by far the best choice. She's smart as hell, she's a boxing champion so she can beat me up, she has no red flags, she's the most normal looking legend, she has 8 strength, what more could you want? That's all the questions I want to answer for now. This video is already too long. If you want to submit your own question, just join my Discord and type a question in the Q&A submissions channel. I'll do one of these videos every few months or so depending on how many questions I get asked and how successful this video is. Thanks for watching, I'm out of here.